Alright, I'm Lerner, and today I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about closing down ambient light to get kind of a dramatic exposure using an off-camera flash. This was kind of like a very kind of quick image that I shot with Alice. Alice was actually helping out for a shoot that I was doing over the weekend. We were shooting a group of people outside. We were by the water. It was a very, very windy day. She was holding the stand for us because we were kind of moving around a lot and keeping that stand from blowing away because it is like a sail in the wind. And the group was kind of moving to another location, and I was like, wait a second, hold it right there. I just dialed up my shutter speed, boom, fired off this shot, and this is what we got. Very cool thing. There's a lot of different ways where you can close down or get rid of ambient light and then pop a flash in any kind of a setting. You can be outside. Now, I wouldn't say you could do this at noon with something as simple as a speed light. This was 7 o'clock at night, so there was not tons of ambient light. I'll show you guys how much. So it wasn't like bright day, but this is still a fairly good amount of ambient light. This was shot just a few minutes before, okay? So just to give you an indication, this is what the sky was looking like, okay? So by closing down the ambient light by shooting at 1/2000th of a second, we were able to create this dramatic effect. You could do this inside against a white wall. As long as you understand that your ambient light basically is your fill, let's say, and we got rid of all of that, okay, and we just used the umbrella to light Alice, and we got a really cool shot. So there's a couple other ways you guys can do this. Not everybody has these Pocketwizard FlexTT5s that can sync up to 1/8000th of a second. A lot of you guys, your flashes will only sync up to 1/250th of a second. It's still not a problem. You can bring down your ISO because that will control everything to let in less light and less light sensitivity. You can also dial your aperture all the way up. You can keep going all those f-stops. You can go, this was I think at f4. You can go all the way up, keep going, 8, 9, 11, 16, 22, whatever it takes, so that aperture is super, super tiny. And think about it. That aperture ring, the smaller it gets, the less light that goes in, okay? You open it up, the more light that goes in. So if you don't have high-speed sync, that's a really nice way to control the amount of light. Just think of it like the difference between trying to push water through a straw or through a garden hose, okay? When you go through a straw, it's a tiny bit of water. When you go through a garden hose, it's a lot more water. The same thing with the light that's going through that aperture. Tiny aperture, straw, bigger aperture, garden hose. And in this situation, we, rather than messing with the aperture, because we had the high-speed sync, instead, I just had the shutter just open and close very quickly to just let in a very, very little bit of light. There's a whole bunch of different things that affect the exposure triangle. I'm not going to get all technical on you guys, but I just really wanted to share with you guys a fun shot and just let you guys know that you don't always need the conditions of a photo studio in order to get you don't always need a photo studio to get the quote-unquote ideal conditions for your shot. Go out there, have fun, experiment. Leave your questions and comments below. That's it for now, and we'll see you soon.